I was born to survive. I was born to survive. Yes, I was born to survive. Made in the image of the Most High. And because of that, I was born to survive. Shalom, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And I go by the name of Miss EYG. Did you guys miss me? Because I definitely missed you guys. So thank you for returning back to my subscribers. And for those who are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button for me, okay? Just subscribe for me. Hit that notification bell so you can be alert when I drop these gems, when I drop this knowledge for y'all, okay? So that being said, welcome back. I know it's been a while since I dropped a video. I had to take a little bit of a break, and that happens when you are a content creator, especially one like myself who's also on a spiritual journey. It can get a little bit, you know what I mean? So I had to take a little step back, but that does not mean that I have not been doing my research. That does not mean that I have stopped from reading, okay? Yeah, I'm trying not to lean too much because the sun is like, ooh, you know what I mean? The sun is setting, but it hasn't, so it's kind of shining in my room right now. But that's okay. So, yeah, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, I had to take a little bit of a break, but I'm back. So, before we get into the video, as you can see below, this video is going to be a deeper look at the book of Job. Okay, so before we get into this wisdom and this knowledge and this deep dive, I want to share that I was prompted with the events that has been taking place in my life to go back and read the book of Job, but I asked the Most High for discernment, and I asked him for wisdom because I wanted a deeper look and a deeper understanding of Job. And like I said, the things that were going on in my life prompted me to be like, okay, you know what? It's kind of, who can I relate to, you know? And Job came into my mind. And I said, okay, let me reread Job and let me try to dig deeper and see what I can find. Did I find quite a few things that I didn't know, and I'm not sure if you guys knew, but I'm going to share those things. Okay, so we're going to take a deeper dive at the book of Job. And it's a lot of wisdom that, like I said, I was not aware of, but it's also speaking to the situations and who I am now. And actually, the Most High has been answering my prayer of wanting a deeper understanding of certain things. So sometimes it's good to go back, even though we've read these books, we think we know what's going on. Sometimes it's good to go back to these very books, especially when it speaks to your spirit and resonates with your spirit, to go back to these books and take a deeper look, just dive a little bit deeper, right? Because wisdom is, you know, there's no limit to wisdom, so it's always something new that you can learn, and it definitely was. So we're gonna hop right into this knowledge, but I'm back, y'all. I'm back, dropping these gems, dropping this knowledge, and knowledge that I actually want to share with you guys. So I'm excited to get to it. All right, so welcome back again. Like, comment, and subscribe for me. And as always, we're gonna dive head first into this knowledge. All right, let's go. So bear with me, guys. We're gonna try to kind of skim through most of it because there's like 42, I believe it's 42 books. Yes, 42 books in the book of Job. So of course we're not going to go through every single chapter because some chapters were kind of like pretty repetitive, you know, and I'm not saying it in a bad way, but I don't want the video to be too lengthy because I do have a lot of information that I'm trying to squeeze in, if that makes sense. So we're going to start at the book of Job, if you guys want to turn with me, and we're going to start at verse 1. And it reads, and my Bible has subtitles for every single chapter. So this chapter is entitled Job's Greatness. So we're going to learn of just how great Job is, okay? Again, I'm not going to read the entire chapter. You can feel free to do that on your own time. I just kind of want to, for the sake of the video, kind of like, you know, bits and pieces, but also share the new information that I have learned. So, verse 1, chapter 1. Chapter 1, verse 1. There was a man in the land of Oz whose name was Job. And that man was perfect and upright and one that feared Yah and excluded evil. So, I wanted to be sure that I actually knew. Sometimes we think we know the meanings of these words, but I actually learned that as I read, even if I do feel like I know the meaning of a word, I'm still going to look it up, because I learned that every single word that we use has two meanings, okay? It might be meaning something that on the surface we like, okay, we know exactly what that word means, but once you dive deeper, it's like, oh, okay, it's another meaning to it, and when you put it in the context, it actually fits a lot better. So that's what I did. I looked up the word exclude, okay? And that word said, of course, refrain from. And it also said washed his hands of evil. So it means that he refrained from evil and also washed his hands of evil. So Job was probably like most of us, who was probably on a path to evilness, but at a certain point in his life, he decided to wash his hands of those evil things. Much like the rest of us that are on spiritual journeys, we are washing our hands of the things that we used to do and the life that we used to live, right? Straight to become on the straight and narrow. Again, if you see me guys looking down, I'm looking at my notes, and I'm also reading the book. So he excluded from evil, washed his hands of, right? And there were born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters, okay? And his substance was also 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 she-asses, and very great household, so that this man was the greatest of all men of the east, okay? So he had a lot of cattle, he had a lot of animals, and he had, now we're going to come back to that in a moment. He had 7 sons, 3 daughters. Remember that, okay? And it says now, we're going to jump down to, we're going to jump down to 6, okay? Verse 6. Now there was a day when the sons of Yah came to the present themselves before Yah, and Satan came also among them. Number 1, Satan had access to come to where Yah was at. He has some type of power or some type of access. I'm not saying being directly in the face, because he is evil, right? And we know that anything that stands in the sight of the Most High that is evil, it can't withstand, right? Because his glory is so great, right? Remember that. So we're going to keep going. And the Most High said unto Satan, where hast thou cometh? And you know, where did he come from? And Satan answered him and says, from going to and from in the earth, and walking up and down on it. So Satan said, oh, I came from walking in and on the earth. I'm walking upon it. You know, I just came from in the midst of being on earth. Okay? So Satan came from being in the midst of walking on earth. So we're going to stop. Well, actually, we're going to keep going. Okay? And Yah said unto Satan, thou hast considered my servant Job, and there is none like him on the earth, He is perfect and upright, one that feareth Yah and exclude evil. Okay, so before we go any further, I want to give a precept on actually, I'm going to give a precept of Job walking to, not Job, sorry. Satan saying he walking to and from all throughout the earth, right? We're going to have a precept to that, okay? And the precept, we're going to go to Revelation. We're going to go to Revelation 12:9. Okay, so flip with me to Revelation 12:9. And it reads, okay. And it reads, and the great dragon was cast out, the old serpent, right? We know who that is, called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. So this is when the great war had happened in heaven, right? And he was cast down, him and his minions were cast down here onto earth. So that's one precept of the enemy, Satan, the devil, whatever you want to call him, being cast down on earth. So he's here on earth, right? Just like he told the Most High, I was walking to and from earth, walking around, right? Here's another precept. So we're going to go to First Peter's. Sorry, y'all, my Bible is a little bit on the little messed up side, so okay, so we're going to go to First Peter's 5, and we are going to start at verse 6, and it reads, humble yourselves therefore under the mighty hand of Yah, and he may exalt you in due time, casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walk about seeking who he may devour. Okay, so yet again, that is another precept of the enemy walking around on earth. So he is on earth, he's here, and if you are not convinced that the devil is alive and kicking, okay, look at all the things that's happening on in the world right now. Okay, look at everything that's happening right now. There's a lot more evil than good in this world. So why do you believe that is? Because the enemy and his minions walk the earth seeking who they may devour. Okay, so he's here. Okay, he's here, his minions are here, and they are reaping havoc on the earth. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out. So let's go back to the book of Job. Okay, so the Most High is talking to the adversary, the enemy, and he's saying, well, I've been walking to on the earth. Basically, he's trying to see who he can devour, who he can take advantage of, right? And the Most High said, well, did you consider Job? He's a faithful man. He's, he's looking for someone he can deceive like he did Eve, right? So he said, well, did you consider Job? He's faithful, he's true, and he fears the Most High. And basically saying that he's a truly blessed man. He has so many great things, right? So why don't you consider testing him? Why don't you consider trying him? You know what I mean? And a lot of people might misconstrue that and say, well, why is the Most High saying this? And this is his son. But you have to understand how the Most High works, okay? The Most High tests us all, right? Even those who may have the world, like Job, right? Job is blessed with many things. But the Most High wanted to see, would he crumble? How would he react if everything that the Most High blessed him with was just taken right away from him? Right? Would Job give up? Would Job convert back to his old ways, or the enemy's ways, or any way move to the left and start following ways that are not of the Most High? He wanted to see, because of Job had been blessed with so many things, and someone had told me this years ago, those who are very blessed, it's hard to see who would be grateful for the things that the Most High does. You know what I mean? If the person have everything, what could you possibly give them? Right? If a person has everything under the sun, what could you possibly give them? So the Most High was probably thinking, okay, well, Job has all these wonderful things, but I want to see, would he forget me if I took it all away? I want to see, would he stay true to me if I take it all away? And we know how the Most High works. When he takes something away, he's going to give it back to you tenfold. But he has to first see, what will you do? And that's what's happening here. So the Most High is telling him to consider Job, right? To consider his righteousness and everything. So the Most High gives the permission to the enemy and tells him, okay, go ahead. So after that, you guys can keep reading. Like I said, I'm going to skim through a little bit because we kind of know these stories already, but I'm trying to give you a different perspective here. So for the sake of the video, again, we're going to kind of speed it up because this book was long. So the first thing that happened was Job losing his children. Remember, he had 7 sons and 3 daughters. Did not mention a wife. His wife was mentioned in the Bible, but her name and who she exactly was not mentioned. So through the graces of the Most High, all praises to the Most High, he allowed me to understand and to come by a revelation of who she was. Because again, the Bible does not say it. You can read the book of Job right now yourself. It says that Job had a wife, but it did not give her name and it did not say who she was. So I'm going to show you guys something. And it's not going to come out of the actual Bible. It's going to come from here. Well, I don't know if you guys could see it correctly, but I'm going to show you, okay? We're going to get right into this.
I'm going to show you guys something, okay? So, as you can see, this is, I'm not sure how to pronounce this still, but these are volumes of basically the Old Testament with a lot more detailed information, a lot of missing information that is not listed in the Bible. These are more like the Apocryphal books. As you can see, there's volume 1, and there's volume 2. And volume 2 is the one that we are going to be talking about when it consists of Job. I want to show you guys something. So, first we're going to go to the book, I think it's pronounced, philosophy. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but disregard that. Okay, so as you can see, we're going to be in chapter 8, and here they're talking about Canaan, and as you can see, they're saying, they're talking about the lineages, right? They're talking about Isaac, yada 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 yada. And then we get all the way down here to the 12 sons of Jacob, and he had 1 daughter, right, which was Dinah. So here I made some notes, okay? It says the 12 sons, right? They dwelt in the land of Canaan, and Shechem, the son of Hamor. Sorry, I'm trying to focus that so you guys can see it. Okay. Raped Dinah, his daughter, and humiliated her. Remember, Jacob's only daughter got raped, and that's why her brothers, they went and killed that whole city, right? And the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, right, went and killed the whole city of them by swords after their sister got raped. And they took their sister Dinah and went away from there. Now, here's the kicker part. And afterwards, Job took her as a wife and had daughters, fathered from her 14 sons and 6 daughters. That is 7 sons and 3 daughters before he was struck down with suffering. Remember, before he went through all that, the boils on his body and things like that. And after, 7 sons and 7 daughters when he was healed. Okay, and they went on to say all their names, but we're going to hold on to that just for a moment. So, as you can see, Dinah, that was no longer mentioned in the regular Bible after being raped, and her brothers made a havoc in the city, she still lived on, and she still married and had her children, which were Job's children. And if you guys look into the book of Job, read the entire book of Job, Dinah's name was not mentioned at all. It only mentioned in the book of Job that Job had 7 sons and 3 daughters. And it says here that those 7 sons and 3 daughters were actually from Dinah. So Dinah and Job were married and had children. But the Bible doesn't mention any of this at all.
So, as you guys can see, Dinah, Jacob's only daughter, was the wife of Job. Who would have thought, right? Because I didn't know that. Did you guys know that? Comment below and let me know, did you know that? Because I didn't know that. But, so yes, like I said, we're trying to skim because it's a whole lot of information that I do want to put in this video about Job. But if I can't fit it all, we will have a part 2. So, we'll see by the end of this. So yes, in total they had 20 children, 7 sons and 3 daughters the first time. This was before he was stricken with sickness, and before they were actually taken away from him. And he has 7 sons and 3 daughters after, once the Most High healed him and things like that, and he restored his faith and things like that. So the first sons and daughters that were killed, it says in Job, I think the first chapter of, it says that his children used to have a feast. Maybe it was a certain ritual that they were doing that Job was not he was aware of it, but he every time they had this feast, Job would do burnt sacrifices for on the account of his children, and said that to the Most High that his children sinned against him, against the Most High in their hearts. Yes, it's in Job 1:5. So the feast that they were having, it had to have been some type of ritual that wasn't okay with Job, and we don't know what they were doing. So maybe we have to keep that in mind. This is why the Most High decided to take those children, because it says it right here that they were doing a feast. They would have feasts, parties, whatever you want to call it, and it had to have been some type of ritual that was not okay with the Most High, because as they were doing this, Job would make burnt sacrifices to the Most High and said, my children are sinning against you. So I'm making atonement and making these sacrifices to you on the count of my children, because they're doing something against you that I don't partake in. So basically that's what scripture is saying. Okay. So and we have to keep in mind, that's probably why, I'm sure that's why the Most High decided to take those children. Okay. But maybe it didn't resonate with Job at the time. And what else? So yes, after the Satan asked the Most High for permission, he the sealing of where they were in that feast that they were doing against the Most High, doing whatever ritual or whatever it is that they were doing. While they were doing it, the Most High caused the ceiling to fall or the building to collapse where they were, killing them all. And one of I believe Job's servants or his friends or someone that was in his camp came to him and said, hey, I'm the only one that escaped. Your children, something happened and they're gone, they're dead, you know what I mean? And so forth. So we have to keep in mind again that the Most High did this for a reason. Okay, maybe they were doing some type of sacrifices that were not of the Most High. And obviously Job knew too, because he was telling the Most High, I'm doing this on the account of my children, right? But after losing his children, and a couple of the cattle, Job still kept his faith. And you can read that in Job 1, verses 13 through 22. He was still keeping his faith. He was still not sinning against the Most High. He was still keeping strong. So maybe, you know, Job knew, okay, you know what? My children did sin against the Most High. I made atonement and make sacrifices for the Most High on the count of my children. But at the same instance, they sinned against the Most High. So maybe the Most High is punishing and took them for it. And he did. So we have to you know what I mean? He was understanding, like, okay, they sinned against you, so what you say, go, you know? So he still kept faith in the Most High. He didn't curse the Most High. Of course, he mourned for his children, but he still kept his faith. So again, if you go down to Job 2, chapter 2, verses 1 through 13, Satan again, he's seeing Job remaining strong. Right? And the Most High sees it too. And so the Satan goes to the Most High again and asks for permission again. And the Most High said again, well, have you considered Job? Consider Job. You know, he tests his faith a little bit more. And mind you, keep in mind, the enemy cannot do, another thing that I picked up from this story, the enemy cannot do what the Most High doesn't allow. I'm going to say that again. The enemy cannot do what the Most High does not allow. The Most High is allowing Satan to test Job for this evilness and wickedness of the enemy to come into Job's life, to test him. The Most High is giving the enemy permission. He cannot do this without the Most High's permission. He's saying to test Job, but save his life. Test Job, but you cannot kill Job, right? The Most High is not allowing him to kill Job. No matter what obstacles Job is facing, the enemy does not have permission to take Job's life, to kill him. Keep that in mind, okay? As you're reading. So, and this time, when he went back the second time to test Job, he started to have boils, and the sores and stuff like that all over his body. So it's taken a hold of his flesh now, right? His children being taken, that's one thing. But now the enemy is attacking his flesh. So that's a whole nother different story. Your flesh is being attacked. You're getting sickness within your body. You know, sickness that you have no idea why is coming about you, but your flesh is being attacked here, and that's something different. Don't get me wrong. Losing your children is hurtful to the heart, and he lost all 10 of his children. But when you are getting attacked with your flesh, that's a whole nother ball game. So he's being attacked with these boils and these sores all over his body, and His wife, Dinah, who we learned is Dinah, she's not mentioned, but her name is wife, is being told, telling Job, curse the Most High. Curse yourself, not curse the Most High. Curse, I'm sorry. I lost my, okay, yeah. Tell him to curse himself. Basically saying like, why are you, just give up. You know, she's not speaking very godly things, or she's not speaking life into him. She's not motivating him. She's basically telling him, curse yourself, curse the Most High. Like, you know, the same thing that Satan was trying to get him to do, which is how you know that Satan was using her at an instant to push him even further, because Job became depressed, and he became very depressed. So we go down to Job 3, verse 1 through 26. Job is, like I said, he went into frustration, and then he started to curse himself. He started to curse his day of birth, asking the Most High, why did you even let me live throughout my mother's womb? Things like he's really feeling it. He's like, I don't want to be here anymore. He's cursing himself. He's not cursing the Most High. He's cursing himself, which causes him to lose a bit of faith. When you curse yourself and say, I don't want this anymore. Why are you're questioning? Why is this happening to me? Why are you doing this to me? Why me, Most High? Why me? Why me? You are losing faith. So this is what was happening. Job was losing faith. Job was losing faith, and he had 3 friends that I think one was named Eliz. I forgot the other name. Like I said, one was Bildad, and it was another. So we're gonna skip between these chapters here. They came to these 3 friends. I call them angels of the Most High. They had to have been, because of the things that they were saying to him. They came to talk to him and speak to him while he's down and out, while he's in this depression, okay? Job was in this deep, deep depression. So they came to speak with him and to kind of lift him up, speak life into him, right? And they're kind of going back and forth from chapter 6 all the way through chapter, I want to say, to 28 or 30. There's just, you guys can read those, skim through those, read through those, because like I said, the time length of the video, I don't want to be super duper long. So basically those chapters in between, you can read those at your own lineage, as I did. They were going back and forth. Job is questioning, he's cursing himself. He's saying, why me? Basically having this woe is me attitude. And basically like, I don't know, why am I here? Why is this happening? Why? Right? He's like, he's losing faith. You could tell that he's losing faith, right? Out of everything that's happening, Job is losing faith. But his friends are trying to tell him there's a reason behind all of this. All you have to do is seek it out. All you have to do is know there's a reason behind your pain. Basically, there's a reason behind your pain. There's a reason why the Most High is doing all of this. All you have to do is seek his wisdom, seek his understanding, seek his knowledge, seek everything, pour everything out to him that you are feeling. Go to him with everything that you are. And Job is saying, well, I'm afraid of going to him. I'm afraid to pray to him. I'm afraid of calling on him, because look at everything that he's make happen to me, and I don't know what I did for all of this stuff to happen to me. So Job is saying, I'm afraid. Like, how could I pray to him, and why should I pray to him, and things like that. So they were just going back and forth up until I think chapter 29, Job starts to seek wisdom. He started to seek understanding. I guess he grew very much in his frustration, and he was like, okay, something has to give. I have to seek out this wisdom. I have to do what my these three men are telling me, because I'm at my wit's end here, and I'm almost to the point like I don't want to be here anymore. You can tell that is what Job is saying. Okay, again, you guys can read it yourself. So I'm just kind of like, in a nutshell, kind of like, basically, I'm trying to skim through, but I'm also giving you the interpretations and the perspectives that was coming to me as I'm reading this book all over again, okay? But I see this video already got a little bit longer than I expected. So I am going to have to make a part 2, okay? So make sure y'all hit that notification bell so you can know when part 2 is being uploaded. I'm going to upload it very shortly, okay? So please be on the lookout. But leave in the comments, do you agree or disagree? Make sure you read first, because I know I kind of skimmed through it, but I'm basically giving you guys the perception as the Spirit was kind of guiding me through this understanding. Not my own understanding, but the understanding through the details of the text. Let me know that you guys, when you read it, did you get the same perspective? Did you reach the same conclusion as I had? Did you know that Dana was Job's wife? Leave that in the comments. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I love you all. Stay blessed.